Alright, good morning. It's 7:27 a.m. on Tuesday morning in Bangkok, which puts it after the Monday close in America. And I'm going to do the mechanical 4-hour system scan. Um, One thing I haven't covered before is the first thing I generally look at is any open positions I have. And I was short the New Zealand dollar on the futures from the break of this low right here. With a stop loss here. It's on the futures, so you can't see it on the spot FX. But this looks like a perfectly fine trade. A little pause day yesterday, inside day. If this breaks the daily low, it's probably going to go down. If it doesn't break the daily low, it might make another attempt at a high before going down, or it might stop me out. So there's probably three things that can happen. So thing one is it falls off the plate, great. Thing two is always the highest probability is going to fuck around. I'm still probably okay. And thing three is it reverses, in which case it's going to stop me out. So I've probably got 2/3 of the time I'm probably good here. So I'm comfy with that. Okay, so let's start with the dollar index, which is the main game. And you can see here we've breached overhead resistance. We closed above small range, so we're going to probably have a big range today. This volatility profile isn't quite low enough to get us positioned here. So what I suspect is we're probably going to have 4 to 8 hours of messing around before we take off again in direction unknown. Highest probability is direction up. This is going to be a this is shaping up to be a great setup. So we can treat this one as a significant low. If we get a hammer candle here, that would be a nice setup. We're on the lookout for retests of all types. So the dollar index would be the primary one. I'm going to throw that on our list today. Dollar index, Euro USD. Okay. Nice trend. There's a few little points to stop here. We had we have a little bit of buying pressure here. We haven't got a sell signal yet. Let's look at the so this sell signal here, which we missed, not bad at all. I would have taken that had I seen it. A significant high, lower closes, higher close. Entry here, never filled. Entry here, not in profit, but that's not the worst setup in the world. Not quite ready for what we're looking for. GBP USD. Okay, now this is a curious case. This is right at the bottom of the volume profile. We have a trade that we could have taken if we were awake, but I wasn't awake. It's a little bit far from the moving averages, so it's a little bit higher risk. But then this is a very strong trend. This is the strongest trend in the thing, and the odds are it's closed below previous resistance. The odds are overwhelming. It's going to try and go down. This would be a perfectly acceptable trade to take if you're in front of the screen, which I wasn't, and I've missed it. I can still get in at the same price, but I don't really want to chase. That's not my game. Okay. What's next? Let's look at the Aussie. Now, the Aussie, we noticed we had a pullback retest set up yesterday. We have a potential shooting star candle here, which lines up with the low volatility, and we have a retest of this high here. So AUD USD is a good potential setup if you're not positioned, but this daily is something short of a slam dunk. So, so in this situation, the daily is not a clean trend. So in this situation, we've got a trade which is probably going to work if the dollar index goes up. If the US dollar goes up, the Aussie dollar is probably going to go down, and this trade is probably going to work. If it doesn't happen, it's probably not going to work. So, yeah, it's a trade. It's not the worst trade in the world. It's a B trade. It's the kind of thing that you can't take if you already have another US dollar denominated, if you have another US dollar correlated trade, which I do. Have another US dollar correlated trade. Okay. So, where else do we go from there? NZD USD we've covered. USD JPY. Okay. This one is far from clear. This is one that we want to stay away from. This corrective phase has gone on too long for really to really suit our purposes. I'd stick clear of this. Okay, USD CHF. Okay, we have a completed retest. We're above the moving averages. This is right in the right zone. And hello. Shooting star, is it touching the 8 EMA? 99.59, 99.59.6. It's within 0.01 of it. Close enough for government work. Okay, do we have a low volatility time, and do we have a retest? Yes, we do have a retest here. Significant low, higher close, lower close, break of the high. So which increases the odds of this working. Very classical retest of the old breakout level. USD CHF is good. And the last one, USD CAD. Yeah, nah, choppy mess. Weird. We've got better things today. Okay, let's just take a quick look at gold. Okay. Let's reload. Okay, so we have this setup that we marked in yesterday, which worked. We have another one previously which worked. Yeah, we've got better setups around today, so that's probably not going to make it onto our watch list. Let's have a quick look at the ES just for shits and giggles, because that is in a strong up move. You can see if you were around here, you got the nice pullback of that. You got one here, which was the same thing. Not quite the place to get positioned. And there's nothing else really on our radar today. So today I'm looking at the dollar index, I'm looking at the Kiwi dollar, and I'm looking at USD CHF. Okay guys, thanks.